Hey guys, um, just finished with the mowing my lawns at home. Today is quite interesting. We've got this Ukrainian-Russian conflict going on, and I'm a national security analyst. I studied the MH17 situation back in 2014 when the revolution, the Euromaidan revolution, had actually seen the overthrow of a democratically elected Ukrainian president, who was then a former Donetsk Oblast governor, who became the Ukrainian president from 2010 until his illegitimate overthrow by the by pro-European forces led by the neo-Nazi right sector. And of course the complicity with the CIA was alleged by the pro-Russians, and we have this present situation where the sins of the past have finally caught up with the Ukrainians, namely the Russian military operation in Ukraine. You've got to remember that Russia never declared war on Ukraine. Russia had simply orchestrated a military operation which was to demilitarize the Ukrainian military and to denazify the Ukrainian military, in the context that a particular units within the Ukrainian military were targeted by the Russians, namely the right sector and the Azov battalion. Now that has subsequently become the Azov regiment because it's actually grown. Now, because it's grown so much, the neo-Nazi narrative has become very, very instrumental in the Donbass repression from 2014 up until the moment Russia conducted their military operations. Now tonight in Australia we're going to have Mein Führer Zelensky, the Jewish president, which I might add that Adolf Hitler was also a Jew. Adolf Hitler was also a Jew who led the Nazi party, which is quite very paradoxical and quite ironic. Not only that, Ernhard Milch, the Field Marshal of the Luftwaffe, was also a Jew during the Nazi regime. Now these things are generally accepted and denied by neo-Nazis themselves, but similarly with the situation of the Holocaust, where neo-Nazis tend to deny it. Now, you have the neo-Nazi influence within the Ukrainian military, which is very, very powerful. The Atomwaffen Americans have been involved in this as well. Now, the Americans' special forces are also part of the Azov battalion, which are made up of an eclectic mercenaries from previous campaigns in Afghanistan, Kosovo, and from Syria. So these soldiers who have been involved, these are American operatives who have been involved in the Kurdish campaigns and other military unofficial campaigns that are not counted as American military personnel, but they're mercenaries. Now these guys have also gone into America. Now these guys are from PMCs, similarly to like Academy and other PMCs, so formerly known as Black. No, escapes me for the moment, but it's now called Academy. Now, these guys are neo-Nazis, generally speaking. They are pretty much, wrapped up with the narrative of white supremacy and their belief that the Russians are coming over with Unterminsk Tatars and Chechen soldiers to fight on their steed, similarly to the Kadyrov Chechens who are fighting with the Ukrainians against the Russians, because these are the guys that actually committed the Beslan terrorist attacks. Now Ukraine has actually recruited them. So these guys are, even former Ukrainian prisoners, are also part of the Ukrainian glory to Ukraine narrative fighters to fight against the Russians. Now, I've been saying that the MH17 was not shot down by the Russians. All of my videos regarding the evidence that was provided that I sourced from the Russian ministry were denied by YouTube, and they took down my video back in 2014. Now, to this day, I've always been a proponent that countered the shirt-fronting attitude of Tony Abbott against the President Putin when he visited Australia. He was so culturally shocked by the shirt-fronting attitudes of Australia that he even deployed his Russian Navy to come to the Coral Sea to ensure that he had an escape plan in the event that he would be kidnapped by Australians. Obviously, he didn't know Australians that well, but that's the level of miscommunications between Russia, the KGB, well, the FSB is what they're known to nowadays, or SVK. They've taken Australia's threats to shirt front, literally. Now, the current situation is Australia has gone completely against Russia, taking the Ukrainian spoon-fed evidence from their bullshit forensics regarding the Buk missile defense system that shot down, allegedly, the MH17, the Malaysian Airlines flight. Now, we're suspicious of that. The Russians refused to even bother to turn up to the International Justice Court in The Hague, because they've accepted that Europeans as adjudicators and judges are already biased against Russia. So that's the reason why Russians will not listen. So in the meantime, we're going to listen to the romper stomper Zelensky on tonight, and that's going to be interesting. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm not for this Ukrainian crap. I've seen the Donetsk history and how things have panned out, and I'm really anti-Ukraine. Goodbye.